All right, today we're out exploring, and we're here at what is known as the Palen Pass World War II Desert Warfare Maneuver Area. This is where the soldiers trained for desert warfare in 1942 and 43 as they're preparing to go to North Africa and fight in the desert there. Just take a look around. You can see it's a wide open all the way down through here is where they train. There's foxholes and all kinds of stuff all the way up through here, my side, that side, this side, and all the way over the top. And what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of walk around today a little bit, and we're going to look at some of the structures they left behind, like these little, I'm going to call it a foxhole, but I guess it's a fighting position is more like it. There's tons of these out here, these little structures like this, and we're going to see bunches of them. There's a round one over there. But one thing that's really got me curious now is a lot of these have chicken wire. There's chicken wire in that one. Come over here and look. There's lots of artifacts out here too. I guess a ration tin from World War II. Soldiers would have been eating on that. Something delicious, I'm sure. Nice barrel cactus. But yeah, it's another little fighting position. Oh, look at that. And more chicken wire, and that's just something I don't know why they would have that out here, that type of wire. We call it chicken wire. Some ration tin, so the guy was sitting here eating and looking out over the valley, getting ready for the opposing side to attack them, I guess. But we're going to go ahead and look around here some more, and I'm sure we'll see some interesting things. Another little position. The fighting man in me, I was in the infantry at one time, is very perplexed as to why they would build a fighting position here, looking that way, when they could get behind this big rock. You know, they would have much more cover if they had to stay here. They would have much more cover if they were back in here behind this big rock. But bullets would go zipping right through those cracks in those rocks, and of course it'd be rock splinters flying everywhere. All right, let's go look at this one over here, and then we'll turn you off for a bit. I'm kind of looking for artifacts. Now, we can't collect anything we see out here, because this is BLM land, government land. Public land, I guess I should say. Anybody can come out here. All right, here's another little position here. I guess since it's a solid rock, that's the way that they were protecting from. And I came around over there, and there's actually some more over there. This line of rocks coming off the mountain, that's from mining operations post-World War II. All right, let's walk around a little bit, see what we can see. It'd be nice if we could find some artillery fragments or something. Just happened to look down here, I can see a lot of rust on that rock, so let's go look at it. It's probably more chicken wire. Now, what they did here, here's some communications wire, comm wire. That stuff is stretched all over this valley. That and barbed wire. Or barbed wire, if you've been watching my videos. All right, so let's look at what's going on over here. Again, another little fighting position. This is the what's left of the chicken wire that's rusted away, has made the rocks red. Now, I did mention that we could find artillery shells out here. And that's true because they actually did live training up here. What they would do is, like, one side would come up here, and they would make all kinds of fortifications. Lay out minefields, training mines, I'm sure. Lay out minefields, and then the opposing side would attack them using artillery, live tank fire, aerial bombs, everything they could. They say this valley was just completely carpeted with smoke. Back in the day when they would do these things, there was one account where I think it was a newspaper reporter was watching it and was going to do a report on it. Might have just been an officer, but he said that they completely obliterated this valley with artillery fire and tank fire and small arms fire and machine guns and bombs from planes. And as the smoke was slowly clearing, out of the dust came an old miner with a mule, dragging a mule behind him, acting like nothing was going on. Apparently it was in the newspapers, so that's kind of a cute little story. If you look over there, you can see a bunch of rocks piled up. I don't know what that is. We might go look at that. The distances are huge out here. It would take me, oh, there's a big hole over here. I mean, it would take a couple hours to hike over to that mountain there. So we have to be judicious in what we look at, because we only have so many hours in the day. Now that would be like a little foxhole, See some ration tins. This might have been an artillery position or a machine gun position up here with the soldiers down in front. I'm assuming since it's so large. It's huge! And Patton was in charge of this, setting it up. But he got shipped out of here pretty early, like soon after it opened. I guess to get ready for North Africa. But they did say he was a real stickler for realistic training. And one of the things they did is they would put the soldiers on very low water rations. And there was a lot of deaths, training deaths, just due to heat exhaustion and lack of water. And maybe that's why they kicked him out. I don't know. It didn't really say the article I read, but they linked the two. They linked the abnormal number of deaths out here in the training and Patton leaving. So I guess he was a well, as the soldiers used to say, you know, Patton's nickname was Old Blood and Guts. The soldiers always used to say, yeah, my blood, his guts. Meaning, of course, that they would fight and die. Well, he was a tough man in the background, you know, full of vim and vigor and less attack while they were bleeding out on the battlefield. I guess since we're walking that direction, we'll go over and look at those rocks. It's almost like breastworks. Some can. This is probably one of the roads they built right here during World War II. To be honest, that looks like a dinosaur, doesn't it? There's one leg up in the air looking at the ground. I have to get a picture of that. These gullies are so steep that you wouldn't be able to get tanks through here unless they kind of made roads. I think they probably had to cheat in that respect, because they would take, the columns would move up from like that side all the way across here. They might start a mile or two down and fight and train all the way down through here, pretty much as far as those mountains over there. So that's a good 10-mile stretch probably. Well, here's some more barbed wire. This is probably World War II related. This is probably so the vehicles couldn't get by and they had to come through right here. Yeah, that's what it is. And then there's your roadway. We'll walk down it. There's a lot of ration tins in this area, so it's probably from the guys that were watching this little entryway. And go down and across. Boy, I had a really hard time. I was actually on the other side and I had to come down that cliff over there, and it was pretty rough. It took me a good ways to find a spot that I could scramble down. Maybe we'll just follow this and it'll take us where we can get back up again easy. Oh, some Coke bottle glass probably. All the camps around here are just loaded with Coke bottles. Well, broken ones, because all the good ones have been snatched up by people. Yeah, I think we can scramble up here without too much of a problem. Well, I shouldn't say that. These rocks kind of give way and you slide back down the hill if you're not careful. Another ration tin. Wow, alright. We are parked over that direction. Some more fighting positions here. When I come up to this area, I try to explore new sections each time, but sometimes they overlap. You know, I got to thinking about the chicken wire. My thoughts, yeah, around here somewhere. My thoughts on that now are maybe the soldiers were using that to put like camouflage stuff in, like sticks and pieces of cactuses and stuff like that. That's the only thing I can think of that they would have needed that or could have used that for. But I gotta tell you, I can't imagine too many of those soldiers are going to be like walking around in North Africa with a big old roll of chicken wire on their back. So I don't know why they used it here. Seems kind of silly, doesn't it? That's the big ravine we crawled out of, and now we're going to go through a little one here and then a bigger one over there. This land is really cut up. I'm going to look out for snakes. Rattlesnakes. I have my leggings on, so my gaiters. That one could have got me in the face though, because I didn't really look too close. Went through there. All right, make sure there's no snallygasters down here waiting for us. Guess that's for the probably goes on the hitch, you know, to cover it up. Technically, if this is older than 50 years, which it very well could be, I'm not allowed to remove that from federal property. So I'm going to leave this here just in case it's 51 years. I mean, if this thing was lost in the early 70s, it's now an artifact. Imagine that. It's crazy, but it's true. Well, that's kind of a weird thing right there. You have 4 ration cans that have been opened really weirdly. Yeah, basically, usually you punch a hole here and maybe a hole or 2 here. That way the air can go in there and you can pour it out. 4, 3, 4, 5, no air vent over here. So I don't know what they were making with this. I have no idea. Maybe there's a fire pit underneath here or something, but that's just a really weird thing. Lots of weird things out here in the desert. Let's go find some more. Lots of pieces of can laying around here, ration tins. I think if you look out across here, you can see there's lots of tracks. I think a lot of these are tank tracks. I can't see 100%. But if you look at them from Google Earth, they sure do. I mean, they just go for a long ways and then they'll spin around or something. Here's some more evidence of the maneuvers that they had out here. Giant piles of barbed wire. This is World War II era barbed wire. Big rolls of it going through here, and it actually stretches way out across the valley. It's not quite this thick the whole way, but it's definitely part of a entrenchment fortification that they had going across here. Pretty cool, huh? Wouldn't want to hit that like screaming around out here at night on a motorcycle or four-wheeler. That would mess up your evening. Well, it would mess up your day too. Let's go look at some more stuff. I see some old fortifications up here. Small ones. You can see where they kind of dug them out of this hillside a little bit. Oh, you know what? We were here. I was here before. I recognize this. I think it was a couple years ago. I don't think I ever posted those videos, but I may have. Barbed wire is different though, because it actually has some of the military, you know, the army screws that they put in the ground. The big tall like screws, and they screw them into the ground. They got attachment places to put hook the barbed wire on. And when I see some of those, I'll show them to you. There were some out here somewhere last year, I remember. I saw something move. Oh, it's a bird. So looking at little rocks over there, and I can see something flitting around. That's one of the problems with trying to figure out exactly what all these artifacts are, because of course they're out here in 1942, 43, and the miners were out here before then and after then. Yeah, so that's some type of little fortification there. See a line of them going down. See lots of barbed wire out here. Another little fortification right there. Yeah, this wouldn't be some place that you want to be riding around not paying attention, that's for sure. You can see us stretched all over the place in here. Boy, pretty cool. Very desolate out here though. I probably shouldn't have picked this up, but this is a Fuse Mine anti-tank with a lot number on it, 743. So this was lost pretty much toward the end of when they were out here. I don't guess it's been crushed. We'll just put that right back there. There you go. It was kind of weird. I was walking across and it's a desert pavement, but all these like weird little dips like that out here. There's one there, 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 there's one there. And I've seen hundreds of them walking across this desert pavement. I've not seen them before out here, so I don't know what that's all about. Huh. Maybe that was where there were mines buried at one time. That could be, because they cleaned this area up in the early 50s. The Army came back out here and they cleaned it up. I'm just wondering if that's maybe where a mine was. All these are where they had mines, and they came out here afterwards, and maybe with a metal detector or whatever, and they gathered them all up. So I have found those mines before. Now they're training mines. They're not real mines, because you got to remember they weren't trying to kill each other when they were doing the maneuvers. Although they did have live fire out here with artillery and bombs, you know, the soldiers weren't present then. So these mines would have been like something that would not explode and take, you know, kill somebody, but maybe there was smoke would come out of them, or you know, it would just be a bang. I bet that's what it is. You see this whole area is covered with them. There too, and over there, and all the way across in those open areas too, there's more of them. Pretty neat. I guess I better watch my step, huh? So this is pretty cool right here. I was actually here a few years ago, but there's a bunch of barbed wire that goes across here. There may have been more at one time, who knows. And these are the posts where it would have been driven into the ground. But if you look, the soldiers have tied cans onto the wire. There, and some more down there. There may have been more. And usually what they would do is they put rocks in there, rocks in those cans, little rocks, so that if an enemy tried to get through the wire, you know, they'd shake the wire at night trying to come through, it would rattle a little bit, and you'd know someone's trying to get through the wire. So that's just really kind of neat to see that. See that in action. And that was done in probably either 42 or 1943. I mean, that was like 80 years ago, and it's still there. Older than me, but it's that's pretty old, actually, 80 years. So I've been wandering around for about an hour or two since I last talked to you, and haven't seen anything too interesting until now. Looks like we're coming upon some type of big, some type of fortification. Could be an artillery emplacement or just a, I don't know what it is. Machine gun nest. Looks like it had several different compartments. Had one here, had a little roundish thing there, and one behind it. You can see there's actually some more. There's another one over there. Another one up in there. Haven't really seen any artifacts or anything that is of interest, though. I mean, not even any shell casings to look at. I guess they've been picked up. Oh boy, I tell you, it's a Mylar balloon. I don't like to pick them up out here because I'm always afraid there's going to be a scorpion inside. And if I put it in my bag, a scorpion's going to get me next time I pull it out. So I don't mess with them, I'll be honest with you. Not out here anyway. It's obviously where the entrance was, and then go into here. Imagine they're looking that direction. Alright guys, that's going to have to do it for our little walk today. I want to try to get out of this valley tonight because there's no cell signal here, and I haven't had cell signal for a few days now. So we're going to try to get a little closer to civilization before it gets dark. And I'm going to try to take a little shower. once we get into camp this evening before it gets too cool. Right now it's like 90 degrees, but it cools off quick when the sun goes down. Hope you enjoyed that little adventure. I did. We'll do it again. At least I will. Hopefully you'll join me.
Mother Earth, she's got her secrets she's promised to keep, hidden in her dirt or deep in her creek. Mother Earth, she ain't saying exactly what she's saving, where it is or what it might be. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby. I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She don't care if you're dying or if you're living or somewhere in between. Mother Earth, you are my lady, my big round baby, and I'll rock you until I go to sleep. She'll shake the coins from your pocket, take your gold chain and your locket. Mother Earth has no sympathy. She'll take the ring from your hand and bury it in the sand and keep it for eternity. Mother Earth, she's got her secrets she's promised to keep, hidden in her dirt or deep in her creek. Mother Earth, she ain't saying exactly what she's saving, where it is or what it might be. Mother Earth, you are my lady.